Hi everybody, we have a birth announcement video for you today of these large mini Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Doodles, and this is our Toast of the Town litter, and we have 10 large mini Labradoodle puppies who are about 40 hours old. And in today's video, we're going to introduce you to each of the puppies. We'll go through them individually, tell you about their gender, their color, their pattern, how much they weighed at birth. We'll tell you a little bit about the birth itself, and we'll give you an update on Holly. So we'll start with Holly. Holly is doing quite nicely, and she had quite an easy delivery. She delivered all 10 of these Labradoodle puppies in just over 4 hours. There was no fooling around with this girl. She was quite good at getting them all delivered quickly. Now, Holly has a very unique way of delivering her puppies, where most girls lie on their side, as Holly is doing right now. She prefers to be walking around or squatting. So we had 2 puppies that were delivered while she was walking around. We were prepared because we know Holly's style. But they always catch you a little bit unaware when they pop out while she's just walking around. And indeed, one of them was delivered while she was outside. She had asked to go outside to go to the bathroom. Reynolds took her out, and as soon as she got to the bathroom, the next puppy was delivered. Now, we always go outside with a towel and all of the other things we need to be prepared when a girl surprises us like that. We knew Holly still had more puppies to come, but we don't usually expect that. They go and pee and then deliver a puppy almost instantly. So everything went well with the delivery. Holly didn't really have any troubles. So the puppies are all doing quite nicely now. Holly herself has developed a very slight case of mastitis. Mastitis is when the milk ducts become engorged and hard, and the glands can have a little infection in them. So what this means for Holly is that she has a little bit of a temperature and a mild infection. So how we treat that is we put hot compresses, including hot cabbage leaves, on her every 2 to 4 hours. And we're also have her on a very gentle, very safe for the puppies, and her antibiotic called Clevamox. And that will probably have everything cleared up in just a few days. So last night, Holly was just showing us some signs of restlessness. She had thrown up and she was not wanting to eat, and the puppies were all complaining. So we took Holly's temperature. She had a very slight temperature, but that's quite normal right after delivery, and especially in the whelping room. It is very warm in here because the puppies cannot control their body temperature yet, so it's very warm in the room. So it wasn't anything that really alerted us too much. But when you feel all through her milk ducts, you can feel they're very hard and they're lumpy. And if you see, you can see they're quite rigid. There's lots of milk. There's no problem with the milk supply. And all we have to do is get these softened up, get rid of the infection, and then everything will be back to normal. Now, what this means for the puppies is that it's really hard for them to get a good supply of milk from Holly. It's a tremendous amount of work to be able to extricate the milk when the nipples are so hard. And indeed, they won't even use these back ones. And that just aggravates the situation even more, because one of the best things for clearing the problem up is to have the puppies nursing. I can relieve some of the stress on the milk glands by extricating the milk by hand, but the puppies do a far better and more efficient job than I do. So what we're doing for the puppies, because it's a little bit harder for them to get all the milk that they need, is we are supplementing them. So this means about every 4 to 6 hours, we feed them puppy formula. And because they're so little, you can't bottle feed them yet. So what we do instead is tube feed them. And tube feeding is just what it sounds. It's a very small tube. You insert it through the puppy's mouth, right down directly into their stomach, and then you push the formula through in a syringe that goes down the tube. There's a very precise amount of food that you feed them, and you measure that with the syringe so you don't overfeed them and you don't underfeed them. So what we're doing now is every 2 hours we weigh them just to make sure that there's no weight loss, that they continue to gain just as they should be. So we've done that for the past about 12 hours now, and everything's going well. They're all gaining weight. Now in this litter, as you know, there are 10 of these large mini Labradoodle puppies, but there are only 8 here with Holly. And that's because we took the 2 biggest puppies and we gave them to Ripple. Because Holly is having a little bit of trouble with the milk production end of things, it's much easier for her and, well, it's mostly easier for the puppies if we just have 8 puppies, so everybody has a spot at the milk bar and they don't have to be constantly jockeying for position. Ripple only has 4 puppies in her litter. She has lots of milk, so she is well able to take on those 2 puppies. And we gave her the 2 largest because those are the 2 that we want to take away in terms of the competition for not only the milk supply, but also just for the jostling at the milk bar. Puppies are little and the littlest ones are easily pushed off by the more pushy ones. So we gave those over to Ripple's. Ripple's litter is just 24 hours older than Holly's. They are also large minis, same sire, so they're all going to fit in really quite nicely. So in today's video, the 2 puppies who are with Ripple, I'm going to tell you about. We're not going to take them and bring them over here because Holly will become agitated if she sees her puppies. She's fine because she has already, it's gone out of her mind mostly that 2 of her puppies are with Ripple. Ripple has accepted them as her own. Ripple's great at just looking after them and taking them on as hers. And we don't want to upset that balance. So we'll just leave them there. Ripple's updates are fairly close to Holly's, and so we'll do a little picture of the 2 puppies that are over there and send it off to our families. Otherwise, you can see those 2 puppies maybe next time when we do Holly's update, or for sure when we do Ripple's update. So that way we make you watch all the videos. So now let's introduce you to all the puppies. For all of our videos, we do the puppies in birth order, and we tell you a little bit about each of the puppies in terms of their weight, their gender, their color, and their pattern. So the first puppy that was born in this litter is Miss Pink Color Girl, who's right here. Now Bentley, who's the sire of this litter, we purchased him from a breeder in the New York area, Cream Puff Labradoodles. And Bentley is a chocolate phantom. And little Holly is a black phantom. So we have a lot of phantoms in this litter. And Holly is black and Bentley is brown, but Holly carries for chocolate, so that's why we have so many variations of the beautiful chocolate color. We don't have hardly any black in this litter. So this little sweet girl, she was the first one born just after 4 p.m. on December 24th. And she is a black phantom. And she is, she is a chocolate phantom. And she's a chocolate phantom with some really cute little white markings. So you'll see she has a little white goatee. She has some white tipped toes. And I think on her back feet too, she has those white tipped toes. And she has some white down her chest. Very pretty markings. And she has, of course, the traditional phantom markings, which are those 10 points on the side of the face, up the legs, and over the eyebrows. And we won't disturb the puppies too much and show you all the markings in detail right now. We'll do that as they get a bit older. And Miss Pink Color Girl, when she was born, was 255 grams. Just a very nice size. Yes, Miss Pink? Yes. So that's Pink Color Girl. The next puppy who was born is Black Collar. Now Black Collar is one of the puppies that's over with Ripple. Black Collar Girl looks just like Pink Collar Girl, a tad darker in terms of the chocolate. And he is a he, and he weighed 310 grams when he was born. He was huge. So Holly, when she was delivering him and when he was born, was like, holy smokes, that is one big puppy. So that is the reason why he is over with Ripple. Next is Brown Collar. Now, Brown Collar is a girl, and she is one of the chocolates. Just takes me a little while to find all of these puppies because they're all piled up on top of each other here. And of course, always the one you want is the one that's at the bottom. There we go. Here we go, sweetheart. There, that's good. There. So this is another one of these beautiful chocolate phantoms, and this is very much like what Black Collar Girl looks like, a little bit of a darker chocolate than pink was. So you can really see here, now that Brown Collar Girl is being cooperative, you can see the white on her chest. You can really see the beautiful phantom markings on her chest too. Nice phantom on her legs, and then the tan points on the side of her face. Really, really nice, rich, dark chocolate color in this puppy. Hey, sweetheart. And Miss Brown Collar Girl, she was 252 grams when she was born. So I think Holly was probably quite happy to get back more to that smaller size after the giant one before. Next is the other girl that is over with Ripple, and that is our party phantom. And technically what the term for that is a tri-phantom. So she's black and white, and she's a party, which is the two colors, but she has a solid head, and because she has that solid colored head, you can see the phantom markings on the side of her face and on her eyebrows. Normally when you have a tri-phantom, you don't actually see all of the phantom markings because the party part is white, so the phantom markings don't show up. So that little girl she doesn't have a collar because she is the only party in the litter. So Party Puppy is a female, as I said, and she weighed 265 grams. So she was back getting up there in the big size. So that was one of the reasons. She's also a very, very strong nurser. She has no problem finding the milk bar, and she's quite happy to push everyone else off. Right from the get-go, she's been like that. So that's why we have her over with Ripple. So next is Blue Collar. Here you go, sweetheart. Blue Collar is a boy. He was born at 1 minute past 6 in the evening. Hi, baby. And he too is a little brown phantom. Hi. Hi. There we go. Say hi, everybody. There we go. Again, that signature goatee that comes from Grandma Bijou. We have so many puppies that have that signature little white goatee. I just love that little feature in the puppies. It's really very sweet. That and a white tip tail are always the cutest little things. And this little sweetheart also has the little white on the chest there. The phantom markings are not as strong in this puppy, so we can have what's called a weak phantom. And that means that all of these puppies are phantom, even if you can't see the markings. They are invisible phantoms, is what we call them if you can't see the markings. But because mom and dad are both phantoms, then all of these puppies necessarily are phantom. But you can have what's called a weak phantom, and that's just where the tan points don't show up as much. So it's more like a chocolate dog with some beautiful tan caramel colored highlights. Now Blue Collar boy, you're a boy. He weighed in at 225 grams. So this is the smallest puppy in the litter. So that's puppy number 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not puppy number 5 and the smallest one in the litter. So girls have 2 uterine horns. So the puppies are in both of these uterine horns. And generally when there's a little pause in the birthing process, it's because one side, one horn, all the puppies have been born. And usually the puppy that's at the top of the horn, it's quite common for that puppy to be the small puppy. It's a little bit smaller up there, a little bit farther to go in terms of nutritional needs and things like that. So because this was puppy number 5 out of 10, my guess is that he was the one who was the last one born in the first uterine horn, and that's why he's a little bit smaller. Does it mean he'll be smaller all the time? Not necessarily. He may be, but he may end up being the biggest puppy in the litter. We just don't know that yet. Next is Orange Collar. And Orange Collar is here nursing away, so he'll be highly annoyed at me for taking away from the milk bar there. Yeah, I'll put you back later. There we go, Orange. And Orange Collar is also a chocolate phantom boy. Now you can see he's quite a bit sturdier than Blue Collar, quite a bit bigger. My guess is he's probably the first one out of the second uterine horn. You can see his phantom markings on his legs there. A little bit of white on the chest there. Hi, baby. Hi. I do. Hi. And this little sweetheart was 277 grams when he was born. So he was right up there in the larger size. But he's a little bit gentler at the milk bar. So that's why he didn't go over with Ripple, because he wasn't quite as aggressive as the other one. So he's fine to stay here. Really nice, pretty chocolate color here. Now you'll hear me talking to the puppies all the time. I talk to them constantly. They cannot hear anything that I am saying right now because their puppies are born with their eyes sealed shut and their ears sealed shut. And you can even see that the ear opening is not available right now. It is closed right up. They also can't control their body temperature, which was what I was mentioning before about why we have the room warm. We try to find a really good balance so that it's warm enough for the puppies, but not so hot that mom is uncomfortable and doesn't want to be with the puppies. There, now we'll put him right back in his spot where he was, and then he will forgive me for having taken him away. Next is Green Collar. Green Collar, where are you? Calling Green Collar. I think you're over here. Yeah, the Green Collar is our first black puppy. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh my goodness. This is a black Phantom. And he's got his little paws sticking straight out there. He says, I'm not too happy about that. There you go. You can see his little Phantom markings on his chest there. Very little, tiny, tiny little smidge of white in this puppy. And you'll notice on his coat, it looks a little bit wavier. So this is probably going to be a curlier puppy when he grows up. Little Green Collar. Oh, he's very tired. We'll just let him sleep like this. Oh, there we go. Little Green Collar is 264 grams when he was born. So a very nice size as well. Nice to have that black Phantom. Black Phantom to me is really, really pretty. Hey, there he is. Look at how cute he is, just sleeping there in my arms. Very nice, relaxed puppies. Even though they've had to have a little bit of a struggle in terms of the mastitis, they are nonetheless a fairly relaxed and content group of puppies. Because we're feeding them all the time, their tummies are full, and really when you're a newborn puppy, all you care about is that your stomach is full and you're warm. That's it. Otherwise, they don't care. They don't care if Holly's their mom, Ripple's their mom, or it's just us two feeding them. All they really worry about is being warm and being fed. Oh, sorry, Holly. Holly says that's enough of showing everybody that guy. Let me have him back, make sure he's okay. Ooh. Next is Red Collar Girl. I'll just let Holly do a little check there. Now you see she's licking his bum. And the reason why she's doing that is because not only can the puppies not hear and see, they also can't go to the bathroom by themselves. So mom has to do that. And she does that by licking them, and that stimulates them to go. And she also consumes everything that they excrete. And that is to keep the scent away from any possible predators. Also keeps the whelping box really nice and clean. So can I get Red Collar there, sweetheart? Excuse me, Holly. Excuse me, Holly. I'll just let her go and continue looking after her puppies. It's really important that we don't interrupt that maternal bond more than necessary. Right now we handle the puppies a lot because we are tube feeding them. But if there isn't an issue, then normally we try to only handle them about 5 times a day for about 5 minutes at a time, so as not to disturb that bond. Here's my little Red Collar Girl. And she's another chocolate Phantom. It's our Phantom extravaganza. Hello. So this little girl, she is just really a clone of Bentley. Very, very pretty little girl. And you'll see how compared to the other puppy, her coat is quite a bit flatter here. So it's going to be a straighter coat as an adult. And Red Collar Girl was 246 pounds, or yeah, 246 pounds. That'd be quite a puppy. 246 grams when she was born. This is a really nice little puppy. Very pretty little markings, and she's just got a sweet little temperament. Very nice and shiny. So you can see that they're all in great health because everything is all shiny. And you can also see that nobody's fussing and complaining, which tells you that they are all quite content with their lot in life. Next is Caramel without a collar, so not this one, this one. Now, Caramel is a form of chocolate, just not the dark version of chocolate. Come here, baby. So even though they are not chocolate, they are still what we classify as brown puppies. Hi. So this one doesn't have a collar. We have two of them the same. Hello, pretty, pretty. This one is the female, so we can tell them apart. She too has that tiny little bit of a goatee there, and she has some white on her chest. You want to show everybody your chest? There you go. Otherwise, she has this really beautiful color of caramel. It's a nice, really rich caramel. Yeah, Toto, a very pretty girl. And she weighed 256 grams when she was born. I believe it was Red Collar was the puppy that surprised us and was born outside. And then this was the next puppy who was born inside. And she was born just before 8 in the morning, or 8 in the evening, I mean, not in the morning. It was nice that they were all born at night. And you see how she's opening her mouth? That's because she can sense the heat from my hands and she's getting prepared to nurse. So the puppies all have sensors in their noses that detect heat. And that's the only way they are able to find their way around. That's how they find each other, and that's how they find mom. So when I come in and sit in the box like this, of course they can sense my heat, and they'll come and they'll think that I'm their mom and that I must be able to feed them as well. Of course, right now we are feeding them, just not in the same manner. And the last puppy in the litter is this beautiful yellow collar. Kind of fun that the last two were caramels. We had all those chocolate phantoms, the one party and the one black phantom, and then we got these two gorgeous caramels. And this last born puppy is a boy. And that means, remarkably, we have a completely 50-50 split in this litter. 5 girls and 5 boys. So just an amazing thing that is very, very seldom happens. In Ripple's litter, for instance, she has only 4 puppies and only 1 girl. The rest are all boys. I know, sweetie. And Mr. Yellow Collar boy, he was born at 8:15 in the evening, and he weighed 279 grams. That's a huge size for the last puppy. So the biggest puppy in the litter is Black Collar, who was 310. And then the second biggest puppy in the litter was this one, who was the last born. That's not usually the way it is. Generally, the last born tends to be a little bit smaller, but not this time. This time we saved one of the biggest for last, didn't we? So that's all the puppies, and that's our update for this week. Our next video for this litter will be when the puppies open their eyes. Now, as I said, we have the 2 puppies with Ripple, and we will also be doing Ripple's next update when her puppies open their eyes. But regardless of whether or not Holly's puppies that are with Ripple have their eyes open, that's when we'll do Ripple's. But we'll take some pictures for you. We'll wait for a couple of days while we get everybody all settled in, before we disturb them enough to do some pictures. But we'll have some group pictures. So when you're looking on Facebook, if you're one of our families with a reservation on this list for one of these Labradoodle puppies, when you're on our Facebook page, which is Van Isle Doodles, then just take a look at all the pictures, and you'll see the 2 puppies from this litter in with Ripple's puppies. So we hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. We will continue to tube feed these babies for as long as we need to. I don't expect that it will be for more than probably 5 days. And by then Holly will be right as rain and everything will be back to normal. And we'll be able to figure out what it means to have a good night's sleep again. So thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.